Somehow this piece gets on the other side of that riving knife.
Hey, buddy, great video. I love what you do. Real tradesman working day to day and, trying to deal with the day-to-day milling problems. Let me tell you what I know about riving knives and their setup, which may help people that are maybe running into this very problem. I've never run into this problem because the riving knife is set up to regulations, and let me explain. So this old Wadkin from the 50s is equipped with a riving knife, and let me show you how it should be properly set up. Now you'll notice how close it is, the riving knife, to the back of the tooth. Regulations, at least in countries that have OSHA and that sort of thing, that space is not supposed to be any more than 8 millimeters. Now I'm trying to figure out what that is for you Americans, but that's, I think 12 is a half an inch, so 8 is like this shouldn't be it. 8 millimeters, that's 25 of them in an inch, so that space is not supposed to be very wide. It's also supposed to be just below the top of this blade. And that is so we can leave the riving knife for non-through cuts, okay? Lastly is we want the riving knife in line with the saw. And there usually is adjustments. You might have to add shins, but the knife itself is not a one-size-fits-all. Its thickness has to be thicker than the plate, but thinner than the kerf, and in line with that. I'll show you how Wadkin deals with that. And the other thing is it has to follow the arc of the saw blade. So you can't use a 14-inch riving knife with a 10-inch blade by regulation. You guys working day to day like Buddy here, man, know that that's not always the case, especially if it's your employer that's supplying you the equipment. But let me show you how Wadkin dealt with adjusting those parameters. So here we are below the saw plate. And I'm going to open up the flask. And I'm going to show you the riving knife adjustment. You can see that it rises and falls so it can come closer to the plate up and down. But it also slides back and forth to match the curvature of the saw or the size of the blade. I'm not sure how the manufacturers are doing that now. They got clip-ins or whatever. But that is designed in the 1920s. So I'm sure the ones that are now today probably do have those. Maybe they're not as convenient. Now, what happens if you do get into a snag like that? And we're ripping and things binding, and maybe you don't even have a riving knife. Well, when you're ripping a long board like that and it gets all bind up like the video shows, just push down and raise it up out of the cut. Okay? And that's pretty safe, especially if it's protected with a crown guard. And you can do that even with a crown guard. So, great video. Don't forget to buy wax from the best on IG. Bye-bye.